Greetings, royal family. If you came from episode 7, thanks for clicking on episode 8. This is a mini power marathon. I'm playing catch up. So we are on episode 8 right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to all of my new subscribers for subscribing and giving your feedback. Welcome to the royal family. As I always say, if you are a returning royal family member, you already know how it goes down. Episode 8, season 6, deal with the devil. Man, listen, I don't even have high blood pressure, and I feel like my blood pressure continuously raised throughout this episode. So just to opening up I'm just going to get right into it. So opening up, we see Dre. Dre is outside of Sax's house because he wants his ankle monitor off, right? He wants the shackles off his feet so he can snitch, okay? And Sax is getting desperate, you know, because he's been suspended. Remember, the last episode he was suspended for because Sergeant Rodriguez found the unicorn, the little thing, the bug that he put in Elisa Marie's keychain. So he got suspended for that, and a multitude of things anyway. So he's getting desperate, you know, he's been suspended, so he has to try to save his job. So Dre calls Ghost, right? And Ghost tells him, I'm not working with you. First of all, you have that shackle on your feet, so you can't dance with me. Ghost is like, don't ever call me again. Bye. Ghost told him, beat it. You know, beat it. Like, you have a tracking device on you. You know, the feds is following you around. Be gone. Deal's off the table. Beat it. So Tommy, Cash, and Lakeisha. Now, Tommy is telling Cash that he can come to him for anything. You see them in their home, and they're sitting around the dining room table. And cover me petty, but why is Cash doing his homework in the morning before he has to go to school? Anyway, so Tommy is just letting him know, look, you know, you can always come to me for anything. I'm always going to be here for you. And you can kind of see, well, you can see that Tommy is really like starting to develop a closeness with Cash. And I'm wondering if he is trying to replace Cash because of what happened with Tariq. You know, remember he tried to throw him off the balcony, and he was really hurt that Tariq betrayed him. You know, he lied to him, he betrayed him, and he thought that they had their own special relationship, but apparently not. So is Tommy just trying to substitute? Make sure the timer is going. Tommy is basically trying to replace, you know, the love that he had for Tariq, or the bond that he had with Tariq, with, you know, Cash? Or do you think he's just developing a closeness with him? Let me know what you think. So yeah, they're getting close, which is good, and you can see that Cash is comfortable with him. He feels very protected when Tommy's around, and I think, and it's like kind of stable because he has his mom and he has Tommy as well. So I guess he likes having the male figure around. Just, you know, just my observation. So Sax and Tamika. Remember, Tamika was got fired after Angela got killed, right? Remember, she got fired, and Sax was the only one that ended up staying. Donovan is dead, you know. So first of all, let's talk about Tamika in this outfit. She looked amazing. She was in her new beautiful office. She had on a white suit, hair was laid, she looks great. And she basically was telling Sax that you're gonna end up in jail, okay? You are going to end up in jail. So he went to Tamika to try to see if he could get some sort of advice or some sort of help. And her advice was like, which jail do you want to be in? Or, you know, because you're going to end up in jail. And Tamika knows how foolish Sax is, but I think she feels sorry for him. You know, I think she does. So Sax decides, and see, the next scene just proves how much of an idiot he is. The next scene, you see Sax shows up at Tariq's new school. Remember, he got accepted to a new school. He isn't at Choate anymore because he was suspended, because he got snitched on by Effie that he was using the theater or media room to basically cut his drugs and was selling drugs. So that's over with. He's at a new prestigious school. So Sax shows up. He totally is an idiot, because I don't know what he thinks about Tariq, but Tariq is no fool. He may act foolish, but he knew exactly how to deal with Sax. You know, he tried to get him scared. It didn't work. Tariq told Sax, look, I can call my parents right now. Like, you already know you're not supposed to be talking to me. Like, Tariq is just totally like, he's just not even shook. Sax doesn't faze him. And I'm starting to think that Sax is unraveling because he feels that he's right and he wants to nail St. Patrick. I don't know if he had some sort of sick attraction to Valdez, and maybe he was jealous at the fact that she was dealing with James, or is it that he's unraveling because he feels like no one is respecting him? Like, no one is scared of Sax at all. Like no one. They blow him off. You know, the only person that is not scared of him, but the only person that he has, like, you know, hanging by a thread is Dre, and that's only because he has that tracking device on him. Anyway, so then Sax decides to approach Lakeisha. Again, Sax is trying to intimidate everyone, but Lakeisha didn't, you know, she didn't break. And I thought that he would come harder than that, but I don't know. I guess he's too wrapped up in this. He's too emotional. So it's just like Lakeisha was like, you know, can you get off my private property? She just like totally brushes him off. Now, Tariq's teacher. Who in the world is this guy? You know, he kind of looks like a junkie. He checks Tariq's book bag. Like, he called on Tariq in the class. Tariq gave a great answer. Then he stops Tariq at the end of the class when he dismissed everyone else, telling him that, oh, I heard about your reputation at Choate. You can make a lot of money here. Then he proceeds to check his book bag. You know, talk about, like, excuse me, invasion of privacy. Like, what are you doing? And profiling. But anyway, and why would he have drugs in his book bag? Like, who would be that stupid? Tariq is, like I said, foolish, but he's not dumb. So there's nothing in there. And he just kept saying to him, he knows why he got kicked out of Choate or whatever. And I said to myself, oh my God, is he like spying on him? Does he want to like bust him for something? Is he a racist? Like, what's going on? And then it dawned on me, is he a junkie? Like, is he looking to score some drugs? Who knows? So anyway, one of my second favorite character, Kate Egan, honey. So Kate Egan stops by. She comes to Tommy's new house, right? Ready to move in. Like, she just walks in and she says, oh, hi, Lakeisha. You know, I'll take the room down the hallway. And let me tell you something. I was cracking up when she put her picture of herself on the fireplace right in front of Cash's picture. This woman is so bold. So Lakeisha's not having it. Lakeisha was like, no, Kate, you can't stay here. Like, you have to go. Tommy's not here. And she sits down, gets herself comfortable, and then she tells Lakeisha how Holly died. To which Lakeisha was like, good, you know, I'm not her. And she pretty much kicks Kate out. Like, so as quick as Kate was in, Kate was out in the next minute. So Tariq and Tasha are at the daycare in Tasha's office. She's teaching Tariq how to do the books. Big Mama walks in, which is Tasha's mother. And she's just basically saying that Tariq and Tasha need Jesus. And she is not here for it. Like, she knows what's going on. She's like, why are you teaching him to do that? And all this other stuff. And she says she's just not here for it. So Tariq basically wants to sell drugs to his teacher. So Tasha basically tells him that he needs to find out info about the teacher first. So Reek goes to get his tuition check from his father. He tells Ghost about Keisha, you know, when he tried to show up to Tommy's house when Tommy wasn't there. And Ramona shows up. So Tariq mentions, you know, Ramona's complimenting Ghost and, well, Jamie, and saying like, oh, you know, how do you think about him running for governor? He could be the next governor. To which Tariq makes a smart aleck remark or a question and says, don't you have to do a background check in order to run for governor? So Ghost just ushers him out the door because it's like, he's such a jerk, you know, and he knows it. Anyway, moving along, Sax, he shows up to Rodriguez's house. And they basically find out that Tariq went to pick up Kanan's ashes using a fake ID. Oh, God, this is all going to come back on him. It's so bad. All right, Rodriguez and Dre moving along. Next scene, Dre is in the diner or restaurant with his daughter, and Rodriguez shows up, and Dre just wants everybody to leave him alone, but no one's going to leave you alone with an ankle monitor on. And you like talking, you like snitching, so you're digging a deeper hole for yourself. But whatever, and you're trying to play all sides against everyone, thinking that you're going to be the victorious one. Anyway, so Dre tells her that he told Tyreek where Ray Ray lived. So this is when Rodriguez realizes that alibi, because remember, Keisha was the one that testified and gave the alibi stating that she knew where Tariq was, or she was home with Tariq or something like that night. And Dre pretty much said, how do you think he knew where to go or whatever? He called me asking me where does he live, and he told him. So Rodriguez is now, the wheels are turning. Rodriguez is starting to put two and two together. You see Tate and Ramona. Tate is funny. His misfortune is really hilarious because he's so boisterous and cocky. So I'm really curious to see how this whole, thing is going to play out with Tate. So Tate is getting ready for his debate. So Ghost walks in with the guy that was, he was like his campaign. He was on his campaign team, and Tate was sleeping with his wife. I don't remember his name. And so Tate is just talking tough. He's just saying he don't care about the QCP project. And then like Ghost is not even moving, not even flinching. So the white guy or whatever ends up walking off, and he pays like the sound guy to turn up Tate's mic because they were getting him ready for his little debate, and the mic was pinned on him. So they turn up the mic, and you hear Tate going off. He's calling his opponent, a white bee. He's saying he doesn't give a F about the QCP project. All this trash. So everyone in the audience hears everything that he said. Let me tell you, his misfortune is just hilarious to me. I don't know why. Anyway, so everybody in the audience heard how Tate really feels. So Reek, he breaks into, next scene is we see Reek breaking into his teacher's office. So he pretty much breaks into his desk, and he finds like mail where he has bills that are past due. He eventually comes home and tells Tasha like, hey, he's broke. And I forgot his name, but Tasha says, yeah, they were in the news or something like that. So they figure out that, he pretty much needs money. So they decide to kind of like set up this little scheme where he's hustling and pushing drugs for them, but no identities are going to be revealed. So back to Ramona and Tate. She tells Tate to drop out of the race. So he doesn't want to. She's basically promoting Ghosts. And Tate tells her that she doesn't know James at all. Like, you really don't know him. My guess is I think she does. I could be totally wrong. But I think that Ramona knows a lot more about James than she's leading on to know, She's a sharp girl. I don't think that she hasn't done her research. And she always talks about second chances, second chances, second chances. So I think she's pretty much done her homework. She may know something, she knows about his background, but how much she knows, I don't know, but she knows something. I don't think she's totally oblivious. Now, Ramona, like I said, Ramona knows exactly who Ghost is. She's sharp. Good point. I wrote this down. Remember when she first came onto the campaign team, like came on to Tate's campaign? She knew everything about everybody on the campaign team. Everybody. She knew this one, that one. She got rid of this one, kept this one, that one, this one. So I don't doubt for a second that she would know about James, but I don't know. She'll find out, I'm sure. So Keisha and Cash get pulled over. So Sergeant Rodriguez, a.k.a. Tight Teeth, threatens to take Cash. So they take Cash out of the car. They pull him over, take Cash out of the car, put him in the back of the police car. So she tells Lakeisha that her name is on the deed, and Tommy is going to basically set her up and leave her broke and stranded because the feds are closing in on him. So Lakeisha signs the papers saying that she will testify against Tommy. that she's going to basically be working with the feds because she, Cash was in the back, and Sergeant Rodriguez tricked her into thinking that they would be able to take Cash right then and there. And she, like Tommy's mother said, Tommy's mother told Tommy she's always going to pick her son over him. She is. And that's not a bad thing. And I just feel like Rodriguez really played Lakeisha. And this is how you know Lakeisha is really in over her head, and tricked her into signing the papers, because Rodriguez didn't have a warrant. And it's like, they know Lakeisha is scary. They know she's not like as quick-witted and knows her rights like Tasha, for instance, So they basically played her, and I get it. She was scared, and you don't know what you don't know. And she just wanted her son to not be taken away from her. And I don't blame her. But again, it goes back to the point that Kate Egan made. She is always going to choose her son over you. And for Tommy to think that she wouldn't is a little bit naive, So Ramona tells Ghost, next scene is Ramona, she's telling Ghost that the lady, I don't remember her name, wants Ghost to be her lieutenant governor. Now, I think that Ramona is pushing for that. And she advocated for James to be this woman's lieutenant governor. Because what does this lady know about James? Like, she looks familiar, but I may have seen her on a different show. I don't know if she was ever in power before. But anyway, but I'm pretty sure she's going to have some connection to somebody in the show in the past. Anyway, I think Ramona is pushing for Ghost to be lieutenant governor. I think she pretty much promoted him because I think she wants to continue to work with him. She asked James, "Can I trust you?" My answer was hell no. And didn't Angela ask Janie the same thing? Didn't she ask James the same thing? Can I trust you? I'm like, no, girl. You can trust him to do exactly what he's capable of doing, Next scene, you see Tommy taking Cash to his basketball practice, and wait, was that a scene? Yes, it was. So Cash basically spills the beans. He tells Tommy about the cops pulling them over and him being in the back of the police car. He also tells him that Saxe showed up at the house when Lakeisha was getting out the car. So Tommy is like furious, but I like the fact that he kept his composure and he told little Cash, go on ahead, don't you worry. I'm going to pick you up later. So you see Tommy get to the house, and he basically blacks out on Lakeisha because he asked her, like, how did your day go today? And she was like, oh, today was good. He drops the whole box of glasses. And I was like, why? Cash told me what happened, So he pretty much scares Lakeisha. And she convinces him that she didn't say anything, and she knows that he killed Holly because his mother told her. And she's like, see, I know that you killed Holly, and I'm still here. So he's just like hugging her. This was a little bit psychotic for me because I didn't know what Tommy was thinking. I'm saying to myself, does he buy that? Or is he like saying to himself, dang, I'm going to have to kill her too, But what Lakeisha failed to tell Tommy, which she was smart in doing so, is that she's basically signed those papers. Baby, this was getting really intense. And she was crying, and she says, I didn't tell them anything. And she said, why didn't you tell me about my name being on the deed to the house? They told me that you're going to leave me with all of this, and I'm going to go down because they're after you. And he basically tells her the house is paid for. Cash, like the house is totally paid for, and he put her name on the deed so that she could be the outright owner in the event that something happens to him. So I know she's probably like, don't, Next scene, Tariq's teacher. So he opens up his trunk, and surprise, surprise, he sees goodies inside. So there's a backpack with drugs, or there's a whole bunch of drugs there with a cell phone. So he's excited. He sees Tariq walking. He's texting the phone, and he's like, how do I know who I'm working for? And they're like, you don't. Which I thought was a smart idea. And he sees Tariq walking on the campus, and he's just like, Tariq, was that you? And of course, Tariq, he plays dumb. He's like, huh, what? So then he just proceeds to go on about his business. Next scene, we see Sergeant Tight Teeth Rodriguez. She visits Ghost at his club. Ghost ain't got time right now. He totally blows her off. She tells him that Sax is suspended. He was saying that, he should file a complaint because, Sax is showing up to his kid's school, questioning him. That's when she told him that he was suspended. So he was like, do what you got to do. I'm out. I got things to do. So she notices that his cognac glass is still on the counter, and she decides to take it for DNA. So the next scene is Keisha. She's calling Rodriguez. Lakeisha is freaking out. She called Rodriguez and says, I lied. She wants to kind of take back her statement. And Rodriguez is like, look, WITSEC, which is Witness Protection Program or what have you, WITSEC is on the way to pick you up. WITSEC is on the way to pick you up. And she has her bags packed. She says, let me just get cash and pick him up from school, and then we'll come back here. So she has her bags all packed. And she basically planned to pick up cash and run away. So she really didn't want to snitch on Tommy, but I think this is when she realized that she was in way in over her head, okay? So Tommy and Ghost at Sax's place. So they run up in there. Remember now, Ghost is supposed to be at Tate's debate helping him or whatever. Tate don't care. He doesn't want Ghost around anyway. So Tommy and Ghost, you see them, they're being all right, cordial. It's like whenever business has to be handled, they'll do what it is that they have to do. So they're showing up at Sax's place. They bust up in his house, and they basically plan to kill him. So they beat him up, they rough him up, they gun butt him, they put a plastic bag over his head. And Ghost feels that he can kind of use him as an inside informant. Now, when he said that, when Sax was like, oh, I know, he killed Angela or something like that, they looked at each other, and, again, Tommy looked a little bit afraid, and Ghost just said, I don't know what you're talking about. So even though they want to kill each other, I really respect the fact that they're still loyal to one another. Like, in a sense, it's weird. It's really, really weird, but it's refreshing to see. So Tommy was definitely scared when Sax was talking about Angela. So they beat him up. They don't kill him. Of course, Tommy definitely wanted to kill him. Moving along, next scene, we see Rodriguez and Warren. Now, she shows him the glass that she took from Jamie's club, right? And she said that the DNA was a 50% match with James. Now, this is what I don't understand. When Tariq killed Ray Ray, what DNA evidence did Tariq leave behind? Right? Like, so she's matching the DNA, unless I'm missing something. She said it's a 50% match of James St. Patrick. Oh, well, no, because they have Ghost's DNA on file, I'm sure, because remember, he went to jail, he was fingerprinted. So if it's a 50% match, then obviously it would mean it was his son. Never mind, royal family, I figured it out. So Dre, he signed a complaint against Sax. He got his shackles off his feet so he could continue to snitch. Warner is very happy about the fact that Rodriguez brought forth this information. Wait, I'm still confused. Yeah, what DNA was at Ray Ray's place? I don't know. Anyway, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say, put it in the comments. Anyway, Warner, that's the ball guy, the boss. He's extremely pleased. He likes Rodriguez's work. It seems like she works with logic and she's not making a mess of the situation. So Dre is free. Ghost calls Tasha and he tells her that Tariq picked up Kanan's ashes. And once again, Keisha's name comes up and he tells her to, handle Keisha. He tells her to talk to her, like, talk to her. She's going to be scared of me and yada, yada. You need to talk to her, this, that, and the third thing. Anyway, Rodriguez visits Tasha. So she tells Tasha that she has a witness that proves that Reek was not where he said he was the night Ray Ray got killed. Now, Blanca is it that Blanca is good, or Tasha's guilt is settling in? Which one do you think it is? Because I said to myself, ooh, she got her, Now, with the situation with Lakeisha, Blanca was good at playing on the fact that Keisha's not knowledgeable of her rights and she scares easily. Here, Tasha, you should be on your P's and Q's, but is it that You know, everything is closing in, and she already on the outs with Keisha. So Keisha don't really like her. So is it that's her guilt, or is it that Blanca's just that good? Let me know what you think. So I thought that Blanca was good because she got Tasha to think that Lakeisha was the one that said something, but in fact it was Dre. You know, he got his shackles off his feet, so he's around here snitching like crazy. Ghost and Tate. So Tate is drunk in his office, and he's pissed because Ghost was MIA for his little situation or whatever it is that he had debate. So Tate said that, you know, that he was dropped from the campaign or something like that. So he told him that he dissolved all of the money from the QCP. So Tate decides to get tough, and he says, you know, you screw me and I'm gonna screw you over. Did you notice the look that Ghost gave Tate? He's just so unmoved by him. Like, what does Ghost know about Tate? What do we know about Tate? We don't know anything about this guy. So anyway, so he just gives him this look, and he was like, now get the F out of my office. Ghost didn't say a word. I think he was amused, like, look at this guy. He don't even know. He don't even know what he's getting himself into. So Warner calls Saxe into the office. Saxe gets fired. So Saxe is all beat up. He's like, he got gun buddy, got bruises all over the place. And he's trying to tell Warren, like, you know, they broke into my house. They tied me up. They this and that. Warner's like, look, I ain't got time. You understand? He just told him, you are fired. So Tommy and Cash, the next scene is Tommy and Cash. They're at the mall. Tommy is picking out a ring because he wants to propose to Lakeisha. You can see Cash is excited. He's like, yeah, you know, do you think your mother would like this one? How do you feel about me proposing to your mother? Cash is all with it. So Tasha at Keisha's house is the next scene. So Tasha shows up to Keisha's house, child, because remember, Rodriguez came and was grilling her. And Keisha got all her bags packed. And Tasha is not trying to hear anything that Lakeisha is trying to say about anything. So because Lakeisha's trying to tell her, look, you know, I got plans. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get Cash and I'm going to run. Like, I would never tell on Tommy. You know, Tasha knows that Lakeisha isn't smart. So listening to her plans is pointless because Tasha's just like, nope, I think we should wait until Tommy gets here. And she, you know, realizes that Lakeisha signed the papers. Like, are you kidding me? Let's just wait until Tommy gets here. So Lakeisha looks at her purse, which was so dumb. And Tasha said, what's in your purse, Lakeisha? So she runs to her purse to try to get the gun. They're tussling, they're fighting. You know, I'm trying not to get like all overly excited. And I knew the way it was going to go. It's that scene, that normal dramatic scene where you don't know who got shot. So they end up tussling and fighting and tussling, you know, dragging on the floor, reaching for the gun. Gun goes off. So at this point, you don't know who got shot. I knew who it was going to be, but whatever, you know. Keisha's the one that ends up shot, and she falls to the ground. And she's begging Tasha, please, like, you know, don't do this. You know, what about Cash? And you can see that Tasha understands, dang, you know, like, what about Cash? Like, I don't want to leave this boy without, you know, a mother. But dang, Lakeisha, you just like, you really can't, I can't trust you. They're going to catch you, and you are going to break, and you are going to sing like Aretha Franklin. You see that Tasha thought about it. She's like, I'm so sorry, Lakeisha. You know, boom, shot to the head, finishes her off. Now, Tasha leaves. Now, she grabs the papers proving that Lakeisha was going to cooperate with the feds. She grabs the papers and she runs out. Now, did you guys notice that Tasha was missing one of her earrings? Okay, let me know if you caught that. So Tommy comes back home and, you know, he's all excited. Cash is holding roses. Tommy has the ring. So Tommy walks up to the steps and he notices that the door is ajar. And he looks through the glass pane and he sees Lakeisha on the floor. So he tells Cash, you know, go back inside. I wanted to surprise your mother by myself. He's like, oh, I want to come. He's like, go inside and wait until I call you. So he knew something was up. So Cash goes back to the car and Tommy walks in and his face is just sad. He was really, really hurt. Do I think he loved Lakeisha? Yes. Do I think that he was hurt? Of course. The first thing that I thought of was he's going to automatically think that Ghost did this. And following the review next, you'll see. Here's my thoughts on Tommy. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Did he love her? Did he grow to love her? Did he grow to love her because he wanted a family of his own? Because I remember when they were first dealing with each other, you know, he just kind of wanted to be, you know, intimate with her. And Tasha kind of had to like encourage him, like, you better keep her happy. Like, she knows too much, you know. So when did he fall in love with her? Or is he falling in love with the idea of falling in love? Because I thought, I mean, I changed my opinion since then, but initially I thought, which still could be true, I thought the reason why he went out and bought a ring and hurried up and wanted to marry her is because he didn't want her to be able to testify against him. That's my theory. I don't know. You know, I really think that he wanted to, I think that he wanted to marry her. Like, Tommy knew that Lakeisha was not built for this. Like, she was not built for this. And Tasha did, like I said, Tasha told him, like, oh, you better keep her happy. And I think that's why the purses and the house, and I want to give you whatever you want. And of course, I think that he kind of fell in love with her. He fell in love with the idea of, okay, she got a son, so we can be a happy family. But he knew that she wasn't built for this. Yeah. So he did run out and get a ring right after he heard that she was approached by Sachs and then again by Rodriguez. So I still think that he wanted to marry her to prevent her from testifying. But I do think somewhere in all of this madness, he fell in love with the idea of a family. And then it's like, okay, I already know her. I don't think he hated her. I thought that he was going to probably end up killing her. But then when I saw the ring, I said, yeah, nah, he's not going to kill her. He wants to marry her because this way she won't be able to testify against him. All right, Royal Family, that is episode 8. I am about to basically upload episode 9. That one was a doozy. So be sure to like this video if you like it. Comment. Tell me what you think about my theory about Tommy. Was it love, or he was in the idea? What was it with him and Lakeisha? What is that? You know? Yeah, comment, share. If I forgot anything, put it in the comments. Be sure to be respectful. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. Check out some of my other content. Once you hit the subscribe button, make sure you click the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all my content. If you're already subscribed, double check to make sure your notification bell is clicked. But more importantly, get down in the comments because I want to discuss this with you. And be on the lookout for the latest episode, episode 9. That is probably in the process of being uploaded as I record this now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun, and I'll see you on the next video. Until next time, peace.